Welcome to the world debut of the first ever 2024 Ford F-150 Lightning Platinum Black. What is this truck all about? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you all the way around it, show you all the features, all the Easter eggs. I'm also going to talk to the chief engineer of this truck so we can learn not just about this Platinum Black, but actually the entire F-150 Lightning electric truck lineup. And I think what this truck is actually a way to demonstrate what's possible with an F-150 Lightning, a way to customize the truck, make it your own, make it unique. And this Platinum Black edition right here, which is actually its own trim level, this is one way to do it, and Ford will do it for you. Isn't that right, Vince?
Absolutely. Wow. Nice to meet you, Andre.
Hey, Vince. So you introduce yourself, please. So you're the chief engineer of the F-150 Lightning in general, right?
In general, correct. The entire vehicle line. So I've been the chief program engineer for about a year now. I've been at Ford for 23 years. And I was originally a fascia DNR, design and release engineer, where I learned how to design and release parts all the way from the front end to the back end for about 10 years. And then ended up working on the Mach-E as the cross-functional integration manager for everything that was exterior, interior, chassis, and low voltage wiring. And then after that, I came onto this program.
Awesome. So, well, this is what I care about most, is pickup trucks. So let's walk around this truck and kind of show what makes, first of all, the Platinum Black, unique and new, right?
Absolutely. So what we found, we were constantly checking out the forums. We're constantly checking out your videos, everybody else's videos. We're switching to a mode where we're trying to pull information rather than just sitting back. And one of the things that we found was that customers were actually wrapping their trucks. And then when they were wrapping their trucks, especially in California, when they're wrapping their trucks, we found that they were making some compromises, if you will, that a shop would normally do just to try to get the product out. And we're thinking to ourselves, we're an OEM, we have the capability and we have the tools, so why don't we come up with a non-compromise solution, which is what you're seeing with the Platinum Black here.
So this is a wrap, and this is, if you order this is the way the truck comes.
Comes as is, yes.
And it's a matte black finish, but I see it's not all matte black, so there's a couple of accents that are actually, I think including the roof section.
Correct.
They're gloss still.
So it's an agate, a black base. And what we decided to do is, in order to highlight the matte finish to it, we kept certain areas with that gloss, just to highlight the fact that it is a matte wrap truck. But then there's also functionality to it, where we kept the high touch points. We didn't want people to put their fingerprints, but we kept high touch points with the door handles, with the BPL applique. And you got to remember, this is an EV, right? What does an EV customer do? They charge every day. So we made sure that we had the touch points painted black.
Right there with the badge.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, let's just walk around a little bit. So it starts with a platinum kind of as a base, right? Which is the most premium Lightning.
Correct. And then so what we did is essentially everything that was optional on the Platinum, we made a standard. Power deployable running boards, soft tonneau cover itself. And then we also have, we did a few things that are different now. So if you notice the wheels, the rims themselves are 22-inch rims that are unique to this particular vehicle. In addition, some of the small minor details, you can actually see that the lug nuts are black. So we didn't go as far as painting the calipers black, but we definitely tried to get as much as we could to get that sinister look. Sinister was really a theme that we wanted to have throughout the entire project.
I would also call it kind of stealthy. Right? Stealthy. And also, when speaking of stealthy, you have the Lightning logo, which used to be like a badge, right? It
was a badge with a painted blue highlight, just to highlight the EV portion of it. So what we did is we wanted to have kind of two different trucks, one at day and one at night. So in the day, as you use the word, stealthy, right? And so we have that with the matte wrap truck, and then you barely can see this decorative and reflective badge. But then at night, it's completely sinister. You can't even see it's gone. But when the light shines onto it, you get that popping of the lightning. And it reminded me to show you what from the inside when we take a look at that Lightning image.
Exactly. So like you said, you kind of mentioned that we also can show the red truck a little bit later and how it contrasts, right, against this. But we mentioned the back, flat black wrap. You got tonneau cover. You got the power steps. Now let's go look inside really quick.
Absolutely.
Because special materials here too, right?
Correct. We have Nirvana black leather, and then which is exclusive to this platinum black vehicle. In addition, we want to make sure that this is a buzz vehicle. Only 2,000 are going to be sold ever. So if you look at it, we want to make sure that we showed people, hey, what VIN number or what serial number are you? So the idea is that we want to have something that shows my serial number 143 of 2000, but we wanted to highlight that it's a customer that's introducing it to bring into their house. You want to be able to show it. So the only way that you can see that VIN is if a customer brings you into their house.
I gotcha. So each one of those will have, 1 through 2000.
Correct.
Black. And one of them is there, but there's another one.
There is.
Right?
There is.
So let's pop the frunk.
Absolutely.
And there's several ways of opening the frunk, right?
Correct.
You can do it with a button here. You could do it on your key fob. You can do it inside.
You can do it with your Ford Pass if you're within Bluetooth connection. There's no lack of way. But that's the badge that we were talking about. Again, another one that a customer would invite you to their home. They would show it to you, and you'd be able to show them what serial number you are.
Sweet. Now let's step on this side, because I did notice something earlier. There is no kind of the cutout for the door on the passenger side.
Correct. We did that as a styling feature just to get symmetry between the two sides, but what we found was the customers were pushing it and like, oh, what, it's not working. How come it's not working? Or is Ford going to come out with a right-hand drive vehicle? So we decided for 24 model year just to get rid of it and have more of a clean look.
All right, so that's another kind of unique 2024 item. So now let's step back really quick, because pickup trucks are about utility, right? Mm-hmm. So can you talk to me a little bit about the chassis itself? So for those who may not be familiar with just the F-150 Lightning in general. So
we started with a body-on-frame construction, and then we started with the F-150 as a base that was upgauged to handle the extra weight that the EVs naturally have. And it's reinforced with the dual motors. You have skid plates that are underneath that are protected for the off-road events, because everybody goes off-roading in trucks.
Let's take a look. For example, in the rear, it's a unique suspension, so it's not like a standard F-150, really.
Correct. It's an introduction of an independent rear suspension that we have. You can see those massive control arms, the cast aluminum control arms, to handle, the extra weight and the extra travel that's required for this vehicle.
So power numbers on this truck are the same as before for a Platinum?
Correct. Exactly the same as a Platinum.
So what is it, 580 horse?
563 horsepower. We have 775 pound-foot torque. Towing is about 8,400, just because it's not the maximum 10,000 because of the extra weight that the Platinum content comes with. But I mean, as far as extended range, battery, we get the 300-mile range, and then the same charging curves as well.
All right, sweet. And just finally, on the styling, so kind of a blacked out badging here. Blacked out Ford badge. There's a blacked out Ford badge in the front,
which is not a minute situation. That's a pretty big deal, having a black oval. If you think about it, we had to go through a lot of exception forms in order for that to occur.
A lot of paperwork.
It's part of the job.
There you go. So you said there's another inside. There's another Easter egg, something hidden.
Correct. So if you go in, when you go inside, if you look up, that same Lightning badge that we had on the pickup box that's reflective, we started putting it on there, and the idea is that when you're driving with the sun shining down, you get a nice reminder of the Lightning logo shadow onto your feet.
Right, so there's two of them here on the panoramic sunroof. Very, very cool.
Very dark interior. We kept the dark theme, the sinister theme on the inside of it. We tried to keep the monochromatic look as much as possible, try to take out everything we could. We kept the red on the seatbelt buckles, which I'm not...
Well, that's cool. That's nice. I mean, of course, that's a nice touch, as always. Let's take a look at the screen. So, still, this is extended range, right? So the larger battery pack.
Correct.
Which is 131 kilowatt hour usable, correct?
Yes.
And then, what is it, for the Platinum Black, it's about 300 miles?
300 miles EPA rating.
Well, it says 301 right there. So, yep, that's, that checks out. So this is your large screen. This is kind of what's been there before, right?
15-inch screen. It's got Blue Cruise 1.2. We're introducing Blue Cruise 1.2 starting 24 model year, which is it's got two features that are major. It's the in-lane repositioning which if you're driving around a tractor trailer, you naturally bias to the opposite side of the lane just to get that extra speed and get away from the vacuum. And then it's also got lane change assist, which all you got to do is turn the blinker on, and it'll automatically check for whether or not you're clear. And if you're clear, it'll move to drive you to the other lane.
Very, very cool. So that's coming, or that's going to be on this truck.
It's going to be on this truck. So
Yeah.
the beauty of OTA, now that we have OTAs, every feature that we have on the 24 model year, we're going to flash back to the 22 model year and the 23. So just because a customer bought the vehicle up front, doesn't mean they're not going to get new features and new experiences. We're constantly always on, and we're constantly looking to improve existing products and features.
And there's a couple of other features. For example, walkaway locking.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
So walkaway locking was a feature we introduced on the Mach-E where a customer with an authentication device, if it's got the key fob or your phone, if you walk away from the vehicle and it gets out of the Bluetooth region, antenna region, which is about 1.5 to 2 meters, the truck and the vehicle will automatically lock itself. And so the entry condition and the entry user experience is exactly the same. You walk up to your vehicle, you have your authentication device, whether it's your phone or your fob, you still have to push the unlock button and then you can open it. But now all I have to do is just walk away and the truck would automatically lock itself up. So the customers, when we were going through the forums, they were saying, Mach-E delivered it, how come you're not delivering it on the Lightning? Well, yeah, good point, we should have done that. So we're gonna introduce it on the 24 model year, and again, OTA, we're gonna OTA it back.
And there's another feature that's coming, which we can actually show some accessories over there, right? Which is, the truck doesn't have to be on in order to use the Pro Power on board system.
Correct. So a lot of the feedback that we got early up front is, how come my truck has to be on in order for me to use these outlets? Well, good point. It's a legacy feature that we had from the internal combustion engine. Obviously, you want the engine on because you can't drain the 12 volt without. So
Yeah.
we're in an EV space, so we're learning it new. So starting 24 model year, now you'll be able to use Pro Power on board without the vehicle being on. So there's still an authentication process to it because you don't want people to just plug into your vehicle and steal your energy.
Right.
And, so you still have to physically unlock the truck to show that the truck that, yeah, I'm the customer, I'm your owner, and you're able to use it. And all you got to do is press the green button and the power outlet goes on.
And there's one green button here.
Correct.
And there's another one in the bed. Let's show that really quick. By the way, so that's running a video game right there.
I'm not confirming or denying if we start playing it during downtime.
Yes. So there's an electric bicycle here, and you can see this outlet. Because you also have this feature on the F-150 hybrid, the power boost, right?
Correct.
So, and that's kind of what you said, you had some other versions of the system that you had to kind of work through.
Absolutely, we're learning every day. And so some of the features, EV is a new space for us, but because we're learning and because our customers are telling us what to do, we're able to introduce these new features. And because of OTA, we're able to upgrade trucks that are already been sold.
And combined 9.6 kilowatts, so 7.2 kilowatt back here, 2.4 up front.
Correct. And this also got the 240 volts, so in case you wanted to charge your other EVs, which can be done. I charge my buddy's e-tron all the time. You can charge other EVs with this vehicle.
Yeah, so that's a really useful feature. I used to own an F-150 Power Boost, so, and that feature, 7.2 kilowatt feature was, I think, game changing.
Absolutely.
From welding in the field, we have a wrench, tumbleweed wrench. We actually were using the truck to weld off of, which you may not be able to do with any other pickup from the factory.
It's a generator on 4 wheels for sure.
Yeah, so that's very cool. So let's get back to that truck. So a couple more items. Starting price. So the Platinum Black is its own trim.
Correct.
And it will start at $97,995.
Correct.
And it's going to be available when?
It's going to be available to order and starting early 24 calendar year and then delivery soon after. But we're going to start working through the dealers in that aspect.
Well, very cool. And then, of course, the rest of the lineup will show up.
Correct. This is one of the entire family. We still have the Pro that's below $50,000 with the new pricing, and then we also have the XLT, the Lariat, and the Platinum itself, not the Platinum Black.
Yeah. So now you're kind of expanding the lineup, giving a choice of customization, right? It's a pickup truck. People are going to customize them. So.
Absolutely, and they're doing it in the field. So we're putting an OEM spin and quality and execution to something that the customers are already doing.
Well, there you have it, guys. This is the world debut of the new F-150 Lightning Platinum Black. Thanks for joining us, and Vince, thanks for your time.
Thank you. Big fan of the show. Appreciate your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. But wait, there is more. There is another feature that's coming for 2024, correct?
Correct. So what ends up happening is whenever you hook up a trailer to your 4-pin or 7-pin, today you currently have to go into the vehicle and tell them there's a trailer that's active, and you still have to set up the dimensions and all that, but you have to tell the truck there's a trailer active. Starting 2024, whenever you plug in your trailer in, it'll automatically take you to tow mode. Makes sense, completely makes sense. Why do I have to tell the vehicle that I'm in a trailer when I just plugged one in?
So it kind of reconfigures itself, right? And as part of that, isn't there also like a range estimation? And after you put in the weight of the trailer, right, and the size of the trailer, all those things, right? It kind of recalculates.
Correct. In tow mode, it'll recalculate the range per se. You still, as you mentioned, arrow is king, and coefficient of drag. So you got to make sure you get into the right information. But then it'll automatically adjust the range.
So that's a really cool feature, making it a little bit more usable, right? Because I really hate when the pickup truck or a big SUV, you plug in the trailer and you hook up the hitch, and then you go in reverse, and the truck says, "There's something behind you." Yes, I do know that. Right?
I just plugged it in.
Yes, I do know that.